Hey, and welcome to another tutorial video on our channel. Today I'll be showing you how to set up our print-on-demand app and sync your products to your Shopify store, sync your orders, and make sure everything is correct to get you started the right way with our print-on-demand service. So once you visit our website, you want to go to the print-on-demand tab. Here you'll see three different options. There's the free beginner plan, the 60 a month plan, and the enterprise tier plan. You would pick whichever plan suits your needs the best. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you the free plan, what you can expect, and how to set up your stuff initially. So if you are a Shopify user, simply click download our app. This will then take you to the Shopify page of our application, and there will be a install button here. Just hit install and it will install the app on your Shopify store. Once the app is installed on your Shopify store, the next thing you want to do is go to your settings, then go to shipping and delivery, and then just go to your general shipping rates or whatever shipping rates that you have set up with your store, and you would just go to your locations, click add locations, and select our JumboDTG fulfillment service location. This will basically tell your Shopify store that your products are being shipped from our location. That way your customers can select a shipping option at checkout. Because if you don't have this set up, it will give them an error at checkout and it will basically say this product does not ship to your location. So you have to tell Shopify that your products are being fulfilled from our location. Once you're done, it should look like this. It should just say fulfillment locations. It should say whether you had your house before or another company before. It will just say fulfillment locations, JumboDTG fulfillment service. Once that's set up, you can then open the app, and it will take you to your dashboard. A short summary of your store and our best sellers at the moment. Once you're in your dashboard, the next thing you want to do is sync your orders. And you can easily do that by clicking on the orders tab. Here you'll see all your orders, unsynced orders, draft, in production, shipped, and canceled. But if you don't see any orders, if you had just connected your store, you want to click missing orders and then click resync all orders. Once you resync all your orders and they all show up, they should be in the unsync tab since you're a new store, but since this is a current store that we're working with, they're all either in production, and there are 3 that are unsynced. So that means they just added in a new product to their Shopify store and they just didn't map the product graphics and the t-shirt style or pants or whatever it is that they want to use for these orders. So I'll be showing you how to sync your products the way I recommend first, highly recommended, and then I will also show you 2 other ways that you can do this as well. First thing you want to do is go to your unsynced tab. This will basically bring up all the orders that are unsynced. You would click on the order you want to start with, and it will show you what products in that order are unsynced. This order status will be unsynced, unshipped, and you will see the 2 products. It says sync listing here, sync listing here. When we go back and check the other orders, we'll also see why they're unsynced and which items are causing them to be unsynced. Here we see these 2 are synced because they just say edit item, but these 2 say sync listing. So these are new products that were just added in and they need to be synced. Otherwise, we cannot ship this order at all because the brand owner hasn't told us what blank and what graphics to use for that specific t-shirt. And if you notice, both orders contain this same exact t-shirt, the black heavyweight t-shirt 9965. If we look at the other order as well, we will also see this one as well. So the beautiful thing about our application is that once you sync a product once, it will apply the same information to all the orders that contain that product. That way you save a bunch of time and you can focus on syncing items for the live orders that are the most important, rather than syncing a bunch of items that you have on your store which haven't even sold yet or currently don't need fulfillment. To get started, click sync listing. Once it loads up, you'll see the mock-up here and it will say map entire listing. You want to click that. This way you can map all the sizes at once, and any sale that came in for all these other variants, they will basically be good to go and you don't have to go back and sync every single order or sync this product ever again. Next, click add product. And in this case, we're going to use the Los Angeles Apparel 1801. Once it loads up, there's going to be a color picker. So we will click the black and uncheck the white, and then we will upload our graphic for the black shirt. Now that our graphic is loaded up, we can move it around wherever we would like it to be, but in this case, we want the graphic in the top center of the t-shirt. We also have a back graphic for this t-shirt, so we'll click back and then click upload file. Now that our back is also loaded up, we also have the option to move it around, but in this case, we like where we placed it, so the front and back are completely saved. Now we can click preview. Once we verify that the previews look good, exactly how we would like them printed, we're going to click save. Now that our product is saved, we will see here the graphic files that we used for the front and the back, and these are the print files that we will receive on our end. So when we start producing your order and it comes to our system during production, these are the files we will receive. Make sure you upload a high resolution file because these will be printed as is. There's no way for us to increase the resolution. The best dimensions to use are 16 by 21 at 300 dots per inch, or better known as DPI. This will guarantee the maximum resolution for your images because that's the resolution we print at for print on demand. Now that that's all done, we're going to map everything. We're just selecting the blank product as the LA Apparel 1801 GD. And down here, you'll see the color and size. These are basically for if you had multiple colors and multiple sizes. If you wanted to do them one at a time, say you wanted to do all blacks, you would select black. But since this variant only has black, there's no real reason to select it. You're probably just going to waste more time. However, if there was, let's say, black, vintage, black, white, then you can just do all blacks together. You can do all whites together. Then you can do all smalls together, mediums, large, so on and so forth. But since it's only one variant, we're going to go ahead and just leave it as is and map the sizes. Small with small, medium with medium, large with large, so on and so forth. It's very simple mapping. Up here, we have the main bar, which basically would select all for everything below, but you don't want to make all your sizes small. That's why you would have to do it individually and just make sure everything matches up to the right size. However, for the color, since they're all black, you can actually go ahead and click black. And this is another reason that the color selector would also come in handy, because if you had black and white and all the whites were below here as well, and you selected black at the top, it would make all the whites use the black t-shirt. But then if you separated them by color, then you can click the top, click black, and then you can change it to the white and then select all for the whites. So that's why this comes in handy. Then for the images, you're gonna click the front print and then click front placement, add more, and then click the back for the back placement. And if you didn't name them correctly for whatever reason, you can always check here and just read the last 4 digits. They'll be different, so that way you can identify which one's the back image and which one's the front image. But luckily here, we named them shirt front and shirt back, so it's very easy for us to spot which one's the front and which one's the back. Last but not least, you want to make sure your SKUs are either randomized or you randomize them by using the t-shirt name and pasting it in. Make sure every size is different, because if you were a store that used Shopify and you had a different fulfillment partner that wanted you to change all your SKUs to match up in your store, for instance the 1801 GD black large, they wanted you to make all the LA Apparel t-shirts you wanted to use with the SKU and the size and the color. This is actually bad for our application, because when you save separate products under the same SKU, it will actually send that graphic, the original graphic that you saved to the first product with this SKU, to all the other products using the same SKU. So it's very important to make sure that every SKU on each of your products are completely different. And the best way to do that is by selecting and copying and pasting the name of the t-shirt to each of your products, because it's highly unlikely that you'll have the same name for more than one product. And then you'll just add small, medium, large, XL to XL. But if you do happen to have the same name for each product, feel free to just add in random characters if you want to. The SKU doesn't really matter in terms of the name itself, but just making sure that they are not the same as another product on your website is the most important thing you want to check for before saving any of your products. Once this is done and you're happy with everything about your product, just go ahead and click save, and it will say here mapping saved successfully. Now we can return to the order and check here for ourselves. We can see here it says edit item, view details, or delete item. So we can tell here that it is synced because it no longer says sync listing like the white one does. And in this case, these two shirts are the same, but they are two different listings. So that's why they're separated. But in your case, like most shops, they have multiple colors under one product. But in this case, this customer separated the products by color. So that's why there's two different products, even though they're basically the same t-shirt, same design and everything, but it's just separated by color. The white one still needs to sync. That's why this order is still showing as unsynced. Again, we can't fulfill any orders if there's even one product that's still unsynced. Everything in that order needs to be synced. That way we can ship your customer's order without any items missing, and obviously having customers complain about them missing their t-shirt or whatever item that you didn't sync for them. And obviously we can't print any items that we don't have the graphics for. That's why it's important to make sure the first thing you do is go to your unsynced orders and sync the products that you currently have orders for. As you can see here in this other order, 30226, this tee that we just synced is also showing up here as synced, and the only thing left here is to sync the hat. As I stated before, once you sync the entire listing, you only need to do it once, and every new or current order, it will have the graphic and mapping and blank and all the settings that you set up for the initial product. So you only need to do that once, and you don't have to worry about doing it ever again. Now we're going to sync the white t-shirt so we can finally make this order an active order and get it sent to production. So now that we've just gone ahead and synced up the white t-shirt, we can see here both items are synced up and the order is active. This means now that we can see the order on our end, and we are now able to fulfill these products for your customer. So now when we visit unsynced orders, it goes down to 2, because now that that order is no longer unsynced, it will show up in the all orders tab. And now we're left with 2 unsynced orders. Now you can focus on all your important orders first. So you would sync this hat, and then you would also go to this order, sync this t-shirt, and just make sure your unsynced orders are taken care of first. Now I'm going to show you how to sync your items without doing it through the order. This would be another way to sync this product without syncing it from the order itself. Even though this is the faster way, there is another way around this. In order to get that done, you would click listings, find the listing you want to sync, and as you can see here, this one is unsynced. It will show you a bulk of all your products. It'll also show you which ones are synced and which ones aren't. So you would go to your unsynced listings and do them in bulk. Go ahead and click the item that you want to sync now. Once the order is completely synced up, it'll show the location as JumboDTG. This will tell you that this order has been completely synced and it is ready to be fulfilled as soon as we batch your order, whether it's Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. But just make sure you're not clicking request fulfillment. This is actually a built-in button by Shopify that we don't actually host from our app. So when you click it, it sends a false signal to our application, and it basically doesn't allow our application to send a tracking number back to Shopify. So when we ship your orders, if you click request fulfillment on any of them, the tracking number won't automatically be sent to your customer's email, and this will lead to a bunch of headaches, you having to check the tracking number on our app, paste them in, and then send it to your customer. So just ignore this button, ignore everything. As long as you see the location here as JumboDTG and you check the app and make sure it says it's synced and active, you're good to go. This here is an example of a fulfilled JumboDTG order from start to finish. The customer placed the order on April 30th. The product was synced, we received the order, and we were able to produce and ship the order by May 2nd. It shows a notification here that JumboDTG fulfilled the item via fulfillment service, and it sent a shipping confirmation to your customer. So it didn't actually send an email from JumboDTG. It sends it how your Shopify store normally sends it, so with your brand name and everything. So if you can see here, it's the South of Heaven brand name, your order's on the way, track your shipment, see delivery status with the tracking number and everything, along with the contact email for the actual Shopify store. Don't worry about our branding getting on anything. Our branding is also not on the shipping labels either. You don't have to worry about your customers knowing where it's made from. Everything looks like it's coming directly from you, except for the ship from address. Now that we have our product pulled up here, we're going to go ahead and sync it the same way that we did with the previous product. Now that we've successfully synced our product, we can go back to our listings page and we can see here it says synced. It'll probably show up as this little box here when you just do it, but once you refresh the listings, it should turn back to the original image and it will no longer be in the unsynced listings tab. You should be able to find it in your total listings tab. And as we can see here, the Hainesport white t-shirt is now synced. And the only thing that's left to sync is the hat. For the final way of syncing products, go to your catalog page. This way is essentially creating your product from our app and then sending it to your Shopify store or Squarespace store or whatever channel you're selling on. Start by selecting a blank. So here I'll click the Shackwear drop shoulder blank. Hit customize, and it instantly loads a mockup for us to customize. This is not a product that exists yet. You'll be making your product from scratch and then sending it to your channel. Just select upload from device, select whatever image you want to use, and then hit edit details. Product details is pretty much self-explanatory. This is the description, the product title, and the color variations you're offering. You can also just go to your files and select an image that was already in your account and use that one instead. And then you can select your garment color option. If you want to offer all 3 colors, you can go ahead and see how they look on each color and then save them all by clicking edit details. Once you're on this page, you can see the variants that you have available. This star is basically your default image. So if you want to send the product with the black t-shirt being the main t-shirt, you can select that one and star it. I'll star the shadow one in this case to make this the primary image. We can adjust the product title, the description, and we can send the product to our channel with pricing. So we'll make this one $35 and we'll continue to add pricing for the rest of our products. Once you're done, just hit create product, and once it's done loading, it will take you back to my product section. You can find the product on this page that we just synced, and it will tell us what channel it's currently on. So here we can see it's not under any channel. All the other products are on Shopify, but we can send this one now to our Shopify channel or whatever channel our store is hosted on. If we click the checkbox and scroll back up, click add to channel, you would add it to whatever store, whether it's Squarespace or Shopify. You would click that store you want to send it to, and it will show up in your Shopify store. Once it's in Shopify, you can actually go ahead and change anything about it that you would want to, but this is how you would create your product from the app and then send it to your store. Once we click our channel here, we just click add, and now it's being sent to our Shopify store. We can see here on our Shopify store that the product has been sent with all the variants that we made on our application, even with the mockups as well, the pricing we set for it, and there's no further work that needs to be done on this product. However, you can adjust the meta fields, the purchase options, and anything else you want to do. You can change the product template, and it's like a regular Shopify product. However, everything that you did on the app is sent to it, making things easier for you if you're creating a new product. That way you don't have to create it on Shopify first and then send it to the app. However, if you have all your products already made and you're syncing new products, I highly recommend syncing by going to your unsynced orders tab and just finding the orders that are priority, which have items in there that need to be shipped. Do those first, or just do them as the orders come in. That way you're not trying to sync a million products on the same day, and you can just take your time and sync them as your orders come in day by day. But it's completely up to you. Whichever method works for you is great, but that's just my opinion. Last but not least, on the stores tab, we can see here we can add multiple stores. If we had another Shopify store, a bunch of different brands that you have and you want us to fulfill them for you, whether it's multiple Shopify stores, Squarespace stores, or any other platform, you can actually just add them in here by clicking this button, and everything will fall under your account, everything will be charged to the same card that you add into your account. So you don't have to worry about setting up anything new. Simply just add a new store here. For pro users who are subscribed to our fulfillment service and you have your pre-made inventory stored at our warehouse, I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to sync your pre-made items that you'll be sending to us at our warehouse or are already here at our warehouse. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using the unsynced order method. Simply go to your orders tab, then click unsynced, click on the order you want to sync, and then hit sync listing. Once the product pops up, the difference between pre-made items and items that you're using for print on demand is you'll be selecting one blank and one blank only, and that is the pre-made product blank. And essentially it's a blank screen where you can upload the image of your product. Instead of actually going ahead and adding the graphic, you're just going to add the image. So when we go ahead and batch your orders for production, we'll be able to scan and see the item which needs to be picked. So just hit preview, then save. Now we have the image here showing us what the product looks like. And now we're just going to go to the mapping section and sync everything up. So the size, since it's a hat, we're going to click one size. But obviously if it were a hoodie that had multiple sizes here, you would select the individual sizes for each variant. And then the color, you would just select pre-made, and image and placement, select the only image that you added and just click front for all of them. Whether it's front or back, it shouldn't really matter. As long as the main image is here and loaded up, it should be perfectly fine. So don't worry about front, back, sleeves, or anything else. Just leave it as front, select the image of the product, and pick pre-made as the color. Let's just say you're selling this hat or whatever item it is in multiple colors or a different style or variant. The way to sync them all up is by clicking add product again, searching up pre-made product, then swapping out the image. And now we can see here there's two images for this hat. Even though there's one here, this is your print file library, so you'll be able to select different images for each color. So if down here was army green and then black, we would select pre-made product for both. We would select one size, we would select color as pre-made. And then for the army green one, we would select the army hat. And then for the black one here, we would hypothetically select the black hat. That's how you would save it for multiple colors and not have to make like a different pre-made product on your Shopify store just to be able to sync them with our app. You can simply do this by clicking add product and creating another image you can use from your image library to sync the different variants. But since we're actually syncing the black hat here, we're just going to go ahead and change this back to the black one. And then again, we just want to make sure that the SKU is always something completely different at all costs, especially if you came from working with another supplier who had told you to change your SKUs to all be the same. So just make sure that's done. If your SKU here is empty, or it has some random numbers that you never typed in, or you never mess with your SKUs at all, you don't have to ever worry about it because it'll always generate a new SKU for you. So that's great. But this is for people who already had their SKUs changed in Shopify and they had multiple products across their entire store using the same SKUs. So to be safe, please make sure you add some random characters to it, type in whatever you want, or just simply copy and paste the name of the item into the SKU. Now we just click save. And now once we go back to our orders, under unsynced, there's nothing that is unsynced. So that's great. We know everything's good to go, and we can go ahead and take a break from syncing our orders for today. If we sell anything new that has been unsynced, we can check back daily or another day and just make sure that this tab stays empty so you can ensure all your orders are produced on time and we are actually receiving your orders. Thank you for watching this tutorial video. I hope I was able to help clarify things for you and get you started using our application. If you need any further help, please feel free to reach out to us via email or DM on Instagram. We look forward to helping you scale, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.